get it up and running.
Yeah, if anyone's in.
And
the
if
Elite
the Elite
Code
Code team, if you guys are in here, just raise your hand so we can unmute you. Let me see if I know who are we supposed to be talking to. Let me chat. I'm not sure who we're supposed to be speaking to. If the team is in here, guys, just raise your hands. We still got about a minute or two to go till we get started, and we'll.
I think you're cutting out for me there, actually. Yeah.
What's that?
But yeah,
I'm
you're just
cutting
cutting
out.
out there for me. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, if anyone's in from the Elite Code team, just raise your hand and we'll unmute you. I'm just waiting for the Elite Code team, so give it a minute or two. Hopefully they'll be joining us shortly.
Microphone. Yeah, I've sent a message in our shared chat there. We should get the team in here shortly, and we can get the show on the road, guys.
Alex, and I wonder if he's part of the team. Hi, Alex. How's it going?
Hey guys, hey, happy weekend in general. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you doing? Are you speaking today, Alex?
You know it, man. You know it.
Oh, cool. Always nice to have you on the show.
Always nice to be back, brother. A pleasure to host here. As I understood, we're gonna have a 30 to max 35-minute session. Is that correct?
Yeah, around 30 minutes. Yeah, we've got that today. Yeah, for
Perfect.
Elite Code.
Definitely, lovely. So, I see that most of you guys are here. Acti was already doing the introduction. So, yeah, let me know how's it going. When do you guys want to start? I'm getting ready right now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll start and introduce you, Alex, and we'll go into the Elite Code project. Welcome to the Wellcoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us Elite Code. Speaking for Elite Code is Alex. We've had him on the show before as a great speaker for projects. Elite Code is a cryptocurrency payment gateway. We'll be going over the Elite Code NFTs, the game, the MetaVerse, the staking, and the voting as well shortly. But first, can you introduce yourself with your background and experience, Alex?
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Glenn, for the introduction. Thanks everyone for having me here again. It's a pleasure to be back. Alex, my name. I'm uh, f- I'm not gonna say well known. I'm a hired speaker for communities, pretty much similar to Glenn. But then I also tend to represent projects from one time to the other. More often, I've been doing that because it gives me a huge opportunity to get to know teams, and that goes a long way for me. And I've always said this: your social network, your area of connections, will always go a long way. It's always nice to know people, to brainstorm ideas, and so on and so forth, and to understand what are they trying to accomplish. As a researcher myself, I mean, it's easier to try and understand it from one side, but to get in touch with the team directly is another business. So this is who I am. I started crypto about a year and a half ago. I'm fairly new to the trading side. I'm not a successful story of I mined a couple of thousand Bitcoins. Unfortunately not. So yeah, that's who I am. And I got in touch with Elite Code, which is probably where we were going with this, through another AMA that I've hosted in a major community. They wanted to know if I can handle it. They went to the owner. He said he can vouch for my work, in terms of safety, because that's always a concern within the space. They came to me. We started to brainstorm, and although you guys pretty much know this from probably from the past AMAs, I'm not a very technical person. Um, this one is a technical project looking to implement NFTs, but you guys are going to see that they're not your regular mint NFTs and be done with it. More on the cryptographic side, they're trying to implement a payment gateway on a multi-chain aggregation consensus. So yeah, it's a bit of technical detail. I'm gonna try and encompass it as best as possible. In regards to the team, probably you guys want to know who they are and what have they been up to. Definitely, I mean, you're looking at a new team on the space in terms of project deployment. Again, that's basically how you start, and I'm the one that is super happy to take on new teams to brainstorm, because I'm new across the space as well. Now they hope that things will have a clear progress, of course, with the market conditions improving. Hopefully they will improve. Who knows? And they will try to develop this further, more and on, because they're ambitious. Their plans are ambitious as well, and then the project has a potential to be um, ahead of its time, basically, because and you guys are going to hear me saying this, they're not trying to solve an existing problem. They're trying to create a new layer of utility and authenticity. So think about it. Let's say the regular remote controls that you guys are using to activate your TVs or air conditioning or whatever. At the moment, on the TV, there's a fairly new concept. LG has been working on it and developed it, and it's called the Magic Remote. It's pretty much similar to the Nintendo Wii technology, where you can actually just move it around and it's going to have its own cursor. Why did they implement that? Weren't the traditional remotes enough for us? They wanted to be upfront, and now Samsung is getting on board, Sony's getting on board, maybe other TV producers, manufacturers as well. So they actually didn't have a problem on hand. They just wanted to brainstorm and innovate. That's pretty much let's say, the best way to describe the the mentality of this team. They're trying to bring innovation to the space. And when it comes to the crypto experience, as traders, as investors, researchers, more than 5 years within this particular sector, gaming and NFT on the side. They have some affiliations with other projects or concepts not named to me. So, I mean, when it comes to that, I will say, according to what I've discussed with them, they are expanded in multi areas when it comes to the crypto. So investment, day trading, some technical analysis factors covered, fundamental principles, macroeconomic indicators, and so on and so forth. They tend to know a bit of everything. Not a lot, but not no more, no less than what they're doing right now, basically. So they're not trying to overstate this particular project. From what I know, I got in touch with Adam, who is the marketing and business proposal management, and he showed me a bit of the work that Jack, the designer, was doing. But aside for those, you're looking at 4 more members. You're looking at the marketing manager, well, one marketing manager, 1 developer, and 2 other core team members, which I didn't get to know. Again, you cannot actually get to know each and every one of the team members. And I mentioned this to them, pretty much the same thing that I keep mentioning to every project. If you guys docs or KYC or whatever with the proper entities, I'm good to go. I can go ahead and communities and explain to them what you guys did. This is the intro I hope I didn't get you guys bored already. That's how we got introduced. That's who they are mainly. And from there on, Glenn, we will probably go a bit into the details of the project, but it's definitely up to you, my man.
Great, Alex. Thanks for the introduction. So if we can go, like you say, we try to keep it high level here for investors and intermediate investors. So we go into the payment gateway in the layman sort of way for community investors. That'd be great. How it works and everything.
100%. Well, when it comes to this particular idea, let me just be upfront and state that This is not something that came off, after sipping a couple of whiskey glasses or a beer, or this particular concept has been in their mind, percolating and being nurtured for more than 2 years. According to their expertise, it took more than 2 years to bring them this particular area from an idea to the actual process of development. And then let me start off by saying that they actually noticed, similar to us, this particular process of the modern era, where you see the digitalization and the digitization of various aspects as a constant need. Now, digitalization, basically to digitalize something, is the practice of using technology to enhance a process, right? So making it better. Now, to digitize something means that you're transforming the information inside from a physical format to the digital version. And from there on, you can actually go into the digitalization. So they're correlated, and they actually have a very, very good understanding of these two processes that have been revolving around us, pretty much within the entire space in which we live and operate, basically. So from actually using a remote, as I was saying earlier, to control a device, to using voice notes to give commands, and basically other layers, your augmented reality, um, that basically is looking to have the modern technology, um, let's say, an important factor within our lives, right? If you're looking at the next big thing, you would be looking at the virtual and augmented reality as a start. But then the newest concept, newest as in that's gathering most of the attention lately, is the adoption of the blockchain technology. More and more companies are trying to use that particular digitization and digitalization to kind of jump on board with the blockchain technology, and enhance the processes, and also move the physical format information into the digital world. Um, the Elite Code as a project is looking to create, adapt, and implement a payment gateway revolving around those technologies that I mentioned. But then it's going to use the same payment processor for the digital currencies, similar to the ones that the bank currently use for credit cards, right? But only that you're going to adopt it to the blockchain, allowing it to expand within multi-layers, multi-chains, multi-type currencies, basically, right? So this gateway that they're trying to build is going to enable users, or try to help them enabling digital payments, but then receive the fiat currencies immediately. So you're not revolving on the bank hours. If you're doing a transaction after 6 o'clock, then it's going to take at least 12 hours to be processed, and so on and so forth. Not that type of thing. When you're looking at the blockchain, you guys know that there's a saying, crypto doesn't sleep. Man, that cannot be, you cannot be more right than that. So crypto doesn't actually sleep. And then you're going to revolve on the payment gateway, again, implemented within many partners. For the time being, it's just an incipient stage, but you're trying to get this forward to the markets to get it implemented. And then basically by using this, the companies are actually going to be able to remove the uncertainty and reservation that might happen, because they're going to allow users to offer more payment options. And think about it this way: if you're looking at the blockchain as a valid, as a validator for transactions, then how is that better than using your credit card, right? Going through a POS and using your credit card to make a payment. Well, if you think about it this way, there is a flow. Again, this is explained into the white paper as well. If you guys are more tech than I am, you can definitely give it a glance. Let's assume I'm trying to send money, right? So person A is going to try and send some money in standard currencies to another person. How is that going to work? Well, I mean, I'm going to skip the entire, from where the money comes from and where the money goes from, just by stating that if you're using different bank accounts, that's already at least a 24-hour time frame, right? If you're definitely using one currency and the other person doesn't have an account open in that currency, most of the time you cannot actually send it. There are some options. I think there were, maybe in my country they were, where you could actually, I could send you guys, for example, dollars, and if you have a euro account, it can get converted, but then the fees are supported by you, the person that's receiving it. All these cumbersome procedures are actually sometimes making the payment process a bit unreasonable. Maybe you're trying to deduct, okay, so this is the tax for dollars, I'm trying to send dollars, it's a 5%, but then do the conversion and so on and so forth. You need to kind of know this upfront, or consult with the bank and do the transaction within the hours of the bank. It's a cumbersome procedure. It's not needed. We could definitely do it better. This is the statement of the team, and they're trying to do this by doing this, right? So your transaction online on the blockchain, you're trying to send money to someone. The transaction is represented as a block. It's broadcasted to the entire network for validation in a couple of seconds. It gets approved. After this, the block is added to the chain, transparency, storage of the transaction information. It completes the move as a solid payment accepted by the chain, and the funds, right, get transferred from A to B. As simple as that. So by using our gateway payment, what we will do to this process, we're going to use multi-chain aggregation for you guys to be able to, first of all, send one currency and convert it to another from one wallet to the other. By using that multi-chain consensus, you're looking to send, for example, within our payment gateway, so strictly within this and the wallet that's going to be implemented with it, you can actually send BUSD and transform it into BNB without using a third-party application such as Bogd or Pancake. You're going to be able to do the vice versa, BNB to BUSD. Potentially, let's say Shiba to Doge, for example. What else is there? XRP is the hype right now because they won. I heard they won the process. So you're going to be able to use XRP not only within their wallet, which is great, which is a great wallet. You're going to be able to use this to pay, because I think XRP is going to have another level of adoption. You're going to use that to pay for someone else's, let's say, expenses, and get conversion on the spot. So this is basically the thing that this team is trying to facilitate, that particular concern for taxes, for conversion. What if you guys don't have BUSD and I'm trying to send a BNB? Is that going to function? Everything's going to function within the payment gateway. Now, for the sake of time, because we're looking at 15 minutes, I'm going to skip ahead and say, if you guys want to find out more in regards to this, there are a couple of extra details explaining within a diagram on our white paper exactly the process that we are trying to, the team is trying to implement, how this is going to function in their vision. Again, because this particular project is relying more on Twitter, use that as a method of communication. If that doesn't work for you, you can feel free to DM me and I can get your questions towards the team as a let's say to obtain the answer. That's as a start. What I will urge you guys to understand, what we are going to do different than let's say comparing someone to the another transaction on the bank, is that by having stores, franchises, and other incipient stage businesses implement our payment gateway, we're going to skip the whole payment processor conformance with the bank. Oh wait, the bank is closed, they need to go through a third-party payment system like UPay, SafePay, whatever, get the confirmation from there, do the conversion, get back to you as a response, and then that particular third party gets back to the online store with the confirmation. These are all cumbersome procedures, and we're going to try and skip that middleman by cutting the gateway between the online store, payment processor, and bank, simply by having our payment gateway. By doing that, your order will be submitted through the online store. The online store, online store or direct store, physical store that has the payment gateway implemented. From the online store, it's going to contact our gateway. Our gateway is going to do the conversion, pretty much process the payment, settle it, have the order accepted within the system, validated, back as a confirmation to the store, which gives a response to customer as yes. So transaction is validated, payment is accepted. That's a bit about the payment gateway in a nutshell. Again, just for the sake of time, let me skip to the NFTs, because this is what actually caught my eye even more. The payment gateway, I had to read through the white paper for, I want to say, probably more than 2 days. Again, not 24, 48 hours, a couple of hours per day to understand it. I'm not good with technical aspects. But then your NFTs, this is how they envision it. NFTs and elite code game development and metaverse integration at some point are being thought as a circle. So you're not going to be able to mint NFTs, right? You're not going to go on a website, mint them, and be done with it. Our NFTs are going to be seen as a collection functioning similar to cryptographic tokens, right? So they're not mutually interchangeable, and they will represent a different asset and thus having a different value, right? So one NFT can be valued at $10, for example, another one at 50, another one at 75, another one at 140, and so on and so forth, depending on the moment that it's being created, because it's being created by our payment gateway as a transaction, right? So the NFTs are created when the blockchains are going to concatenate the records that contain the hashes. Now, the sets of characters will identify data packages onto previous records. They're going to create a chain for the data block itself. And then by having that transaction process, you will be sure that you have the authentication for the digital file. That digital file that represents basically your transaction history, that particular history, that one is going to provide with a digital signature that's going to track the NFT to you as your ownership. So basically, each transaction that is going to go through our payment gateway is going to be validated and potentially generate an NFT at any random moment, at any random point. There isn't something that you need to do in order to have this. That's how the team envision it, and I think if they can make it work, I think it's brilliant. Because I mean, at some point I could say, you know what, I have an NFT. How'd you get it? I don't know. How much is it worth? Let's say $100. You got $100. Maybe my making a payment of $10. Now that particular $100 NFT or $50, because this is where the interesting thing comes in. You guys might want to sell it. What if there's no need for it? Well, once the game gets developed, the game is going to have various subsets within it that will require various NFTs that you guys might have or you might not have. So, for example, I'm going to start off by, let's say, a level one world, because the game is going to have cryptographic blockchain technologies within it. So I'm going to need a NFT that I don't have, but let's say someone else has, right? But they actually are ahead of me on the level within the game, and they don't need that particular NFT. They can trade their NFT for my NFT. My NFT is going to help them. Their NFT is going to help me, and everybody wins. Or they can just trade it to me for in-game currency, so on and so forth. I mean, that's where the NFT technology comes in. Only after they have a couple of them. I'm gonna say probably more than 2,000, because I think there's 10,000 in total that they can be generated. Once they have at least 30 to 40% generated, they're going to start on to implement the blockchain game, the video game, and then the various subsets to actually cause the play to earn aspect. That's how they envision it. And I think, again, if this can be made as a functional concept, I think it's brilliant, because you're not putting the, let's say, the value on that particular NFT. It's set as a value by the payment gateway. So either you consider it's worth $100 or it's worth 20 or it's worth 1,000. At the moment where someone else is needing it, that's when you're going to get that particular value out of it. Otherwise, I mean, people can still buy the NFTs, but you're never going to know if you're going to need that one or the other one, and so on and so forth, or a combination of NFTs to solve a puzzle within the game. That's where the interesting part comes in. They thought about having another puzzle within the game that will require multiple NFTs, not only one. I think once they release more on the game, we're going to understand even better the concept. Eventually, they're going to integrate pretty much everything within the metaverse as a iteration of the internet, but as a network of three-dimensional virtual worlds. Focused on the social fi aspect, because in the end, that's what the metaverse pretty much is. Yeah, hopefully I didn't lose you guys. I still see 244 people, so that's good. That's a bit about the payment gateway in a nutshell, the Elite Code game, and the NFTs and how they generate it. Yeah, basically back to you right now, Glenn, because again, I don't know if you want to know about the roadmap, tokenomics, whatever you want to know, my man, I'm here.
Yeah, awesome. Alex, thanks for all the explanation of that part. So I can move on to the Elite Code staking, how that's going to work for investors. Is it going to be locked, unlocked staking?
Definitely. Well, I mean, your staking pools, definitely. So they are envisioning at the moment many, more than one pool. The thing that they mentioned to me, because that was one of the things that I asked as well. So I mean, according to your roadmap and documentation and so on and so forth, you do plan, for example, on bringing staking as a incentive, basically. But they said this: the staking is actually going to be done if everything goes according to their plan with the payment gateway by the end of the year. If not, they're going to do it next year within, I think at the first they said three different pools. Now, three different pools for staking. Staking, this is actually the interesting part, can generate an NFT as well at the end of the period, right? So the APYs are not going to be that different. So let's say you're going to have 3 pools, right? 7 days, 14 days, and 21 days. At the end of the 7 days, you're going to have 4%, assuming 14 days is going to have 6%, and then 21 is going to have 8%. Now, the reason why you will be staking your tokens, there's going to be a minimum staking, of course, a minimum value for the stake, so that you can be eligible for the NFT generation. Only from a certain level, they're going to be awarding, let's say, the not minting, NFT creation status. But then that's exactly what you will be able to stake, so that you can actually be a part of the ecosystem with the NFT. The APY, that's just a secondary benefit. Also, within the staking, they will implement the voting rights for a portion of the community. Voting rights, think about your DAO platform. That's a DAO governated system, but with limited empowerments. Limited because if you think about it, they have the NFT implementation kind of figured out. They have the elite code game kind of figured out. The metaverse, what is there to vote on the metaverse? It is what it is in its own core foundation. So some empowerment to the community for the staking people, and eventually for the people that own some NFTs. If you're lucky to get one, you're gonna be able to have a voting right. If not, let's say keep on trying for that particular NFT. That's what I know in regards to the staking and voting rights that they are planning to bring forward.
Okay, great, Alex. And I saw recently there's just been an announcement you're going to have central exchange listings for Elite Code. It's going to be on the FTX exchange and the OKX exchange. What's the sort of timeline after launch they'll be going on to the central exchange listings?
As far as I know, in regards to this, the team has, I'm going to say, strong contacts, because at least from what I've heard, maybe OKX is a bit more easy to get in touch with. FTX, I think they're the first ones that I'm seeing to actually have connections over there. So expect probably this to happen within the next at least 2 months. Again, this is just from what I know from the owner, because FTX is, I mean, definitely they can get you on board, as in we allow you to get on board with us as a listing, but it's not that easy to get listed. There are some traction, some volume that you will need, the payment gateway to fully function, and mainly based on that you will get accepted. So I'm going to say everywhere from a month to 2 months for the first centralized exchange listing, whichever that is, either OKX or FTX, or if they want to bring on anyone else, remains to be seen. But that's the estimated time frame, of course.
Okay, great, Alex. And can we go into the buy and sell tax? I know the buy tax is 0% and the sell tax 6%. How does it break down for investors?
Well, I mean, when you're looking at the 0% tax, your buying tax is an incentive, right? I mean, you're awarding let's say not awarding, you're allowing people, that was the word, allowing people to buy without having anything, let's say to kind of share for it. So you're not forcing a tax on them at first. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I may need to check this with the team. There is an option for them to increase the taxes at some point in time. Not at first. They're going to keep the 0% at least until the first centralized exchange, because they are actually correlated. So centralized exchanges require projects to have as lower taxes as possible. That's as a start. So they have seen this as a incentive for the community, first factor, and then second of all, to kind of correlate with the exchange as well, with the centralized exchange. When you're looking at your 6% sell tax, again, I don't think they have any future plans to decrease that, at least not as a start. Basically, I mean, your tax is there to ensure, or try to ensure, a bit of volume, a bit of sustainability. The split for that particular one, let me actually go to my notes here. Okay, so because we didn't actually spoke about the tokenomics side, you are looking at 2% on the development of the ecosystem, 2% into the liquidity, and then 2% into your marketing. That's how the 6% is being distributed at the at the moment. And again, as I've mentioned, I think, because I've received this question in the past, I think there's a function for them to change the taxes. It only makes sense, because every project I think has that. But they're not considering changing this for at least the next couple of months, until we see the first interest exchange. After that, they're going to inform the community if they have any future plans on that particular side.
Yeah, Alex, that's great. And can we go into the smart contract? Has it been audited for Elite Code project? And then the marketing as well, what's planned after the launch for the marketing side?
100%, 100%. Well, I mean, let's start off with your audit and your KYC. So KYC is done with Pinkcell as a main entity to support the development of the project. I understood that the team has onboarded them as partners to support with that particular payment gateway implementation. Because when it comes to the marketing, let me actually talk about the audit first, and then I'm going to talk about the marketing. Audit is done by Interfi. I think the overall score was about 8 point something. I haven't seen a perfect score, at least from my perspective, because you're keeping some, you can blacklist wallets in case you want to implement some anti-spam measures. Then you can change the taxes. Typically, audit companies feel that's not fair, so they would like you to have everything cleared, locked, and pretty much unavailable. That's probably why the 8. Either way, I mean, the contract is there if you guys want to check it out, or the certificate. When it comes to your marketing strategies, now the marketing for the token is being done in the standard way. I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary here. You're looking at your CMC, CG, fast track. You're looking at banners, billboards, visual aspects. And one of the interesting, let's say, strategies that they have been adopting, in case you guys didn't figure this out yet, they don't have a Telegram group, right? So I mean, if you go on the Telegram, you're going to see that it's a channel. Being a channel, you can post comments, but you cannot talk on a freely basis. Most of the people asked, okay, so isn't that killing the traction? Not the vision of the team, because once you have a group, you're allowing people to talk. Definitely, you're free to post comments at any post, but then you're avoiding your typical buy this is live, fake contract, FUD, fake promotions, and so on and so forth, right? It's easier to have this. It's unbottable, if that's even a word. It has a different system compared to groups where you cannot bot it, at least from what I can see. And they have about 4,000 subscribers, which are on the organic side. The marketing strategy that they will be focused upon, close with one of their partners. I don't know who that is. They said it's NDA, so one of their partners suggested that they're going to focus on the Twitter side, because Twitter has the revolutionary, maybe, Twitter Spaces right now, where more and more projects are getting developed, brainstormed, showcased, and so on and so forth, showcased, so that investors get in touch either with Twitter or with the project, or merge them. As everybody knows, Twitter is being a part of the crypto adoption, and to facilitate that. So they're going to focus on that, expanding through Twitter Spaces and making that as their main platform. Across from that, they're going to try, after the payment gateway is the token is launched, and the payment gateway is fully live, they're going to try and support and implement that by offering some beta trials to incipient stage products, to other tokens that are launched, or startup businesses, in order to gain as much traction as possible. That's on the project side. On the token side, trending everywhere, PooCoin banners, BTalk, and pretty much everything on the Chinese side being done already by the team. That's pretty much it about the marketing.
Okay, awesome, Alex. And the fair launch is live now. I think it's past the soft cap. There's 61 BNB raised. So if investors want to get involved, they can head over to the pre-sale link. We've got it in our main chat. But first, as we say, Wellcoin talks for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website and the white paper. Do that first, and then if you like what you see, we've got the pre-sale link there. Do your own research, and if you can. So where are they best to be contacted? Did you say Twitter is mainly where they're going to be?
100%. Yeah, Twitter is the platform that they're going to focus on, similar to what NFTs try to do with Discord, to have only Discord and not Telegram. They're gonna try and focus more on Twitter, to raise the professional side of things, and not so much on Telegram. Telegram is only going to have the announcements, but then Twitter is going to have all the action according to the team. Yeah, as you said, Glenn, indeed, the fair launch is live right now. Soft cap has been met, about 61 BNB raised so far. You're looking at what is it? I think it's tomorrow. Today is the first. Yeah, tomorrow the fair launch is going to end at 12 p.m. UTC. Initial market cap is, as an estimation, anywhere from 25 to probably 27K. And yeah, I think that kind of nails it down to the probably to the end of the MA. I don't know. You let me know.
Yeah, we're running out of time now, unfortunately, Alex, but it's been great having you back. So you're always welcome on the show, and you've explained the project very well for our community investors. I'm looking forward to the future. And yeah, take care. I'll finish the record and send over a copy for them to share in their Telegram or on Twitter, and then I'll send our investors who couldn't join the call today into our main chat. Thanks very much for coming again, Alex. It's great.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Glenn. Thanks each and every one of you who took time from their weekend to join. Always a pleasure being here at Wellcoin. Hope to talk to you guys soon. And until then, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your crypto endeavors. And yeah, all the best to you, Glenn, and to the community.
And take care.
Take care, my man. Bye for now.